Hi, I'm Jen, and welcome to this week's reading vlog where pretty much nothing goes as expected, but I do have a great time reading, so thank you for joining me. I'm about to start reading Gillian McAllister's famous last words. This is my first time reading Gillian McAllister. I haven't had a chance to read Wrong Place, Wrong Time yet, but I have been very interested in reading a book by her. I think in this one, her husband is involved in a hostage situation. She gets a phone call that says her husband has been involved in this situation, and I don't think he's a hostage. I think he is the one that is holding people hostage. So it should be very interesting and fun, and I'm looking forward to letting you know what I think. So the bad news, I don't think I'm liking famous last words very much. I'm 10 chapters in. I'm having trouble suspending my disbelief, and I don't really like these characters, so I'm having a hard time caring about what's happening. But the good news is I'm at Barnes & Noble. The Sunrise on the Reaping is releasing today. So I'm going to go get some release day dopamine and just enjoy doing some book shopping. And I will hopefully show you a haul of just one book, but we'll see. The wind today is outrageous. So I did really great. I got Sunrise on the Reaping, $3 off, woohoo! And I also found on clearance, I'm very excited, this t-shirt. It was only $5. And it says, bookstores welcome all, in my size. Very excited. And I also got a Frap coupon. Good trip, good lunch, and see you later. Famous Last Words is going to have to be a DNF for me. I gave it one more chapter, chapter 11, and I was already having trouble suspending my disbelief. I didn't care about the characters before, and now I don't think I can believe a word that anybody says. Like I said, I haven't read Gillian McAllister before, so maybe it's just the way I'm reading this, but I'm not having a great time. So I'm just going to stop reading this one. I don't want to push myself through it. So I'm going to go ahead and tonight start reading Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the prequel for The Hunger Games, which tells Haymitch's story. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what we learn about Haymitch and what he went through, and I'll let you know how this one's going. I wanted to give a quick update on Sunrise on the Reaping. I am 104 pages in. I'm about to start chapter 8. And I am really enjoying this. I didn't care so much for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It was okay. But the Sunrise on the Reaping so far feels very much like a Hunger Games novel. We are following Haymitch's story of him going into the Hunger Games for the Quarter Quell. And it just feels more like the first 3 books than the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes did. So I am really enjoying this, and I will give you an update whenever I probably get about halfway through. more than halfway into Sunrise on the Reaping. I am 212 pages in, and I meant to mention in my last update that Suzanne Collins is answering so many questions in this. And to me, so far, having read half of this, it feels like a perfect Hunger Games novel. There are so many things in here for the fans, and also just the way that it's written and the story that we're given, it just feels like a perfect addition with what's come before. I'm curious to see just how closely Haymitch's Hunger Games is to what was told in Catching Fire. There are definitely still some surprises in here for how the games are different in Sunrise on the Reaping. And like in Catching Fire, there's a whole lot outside of the games where you get to learn more about the Capitol and how the games work. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm hoping to finish it today, so I may not be back until the end. We'll see. I'll try to keep an eye on how far into it I am and give you another update, but like I said, I'm just really enjoying this for what it is, and I'm looking forward to the second half of this. And now we are taking a quick walk so I can give you an update on Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm taking you back here because I also want to see if I have any muscadine grapes growing yet. But anyway, last night I made it to page 319, so I don't have very far left. It is still very much a great Hunger Games book for Hunger Games fans. I don't think I would have been excited to jump right in to read it after The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes if it hadn't been Haymitch's story, but I'm so glad that I jumped right into it because it really is a great addition to the Hunger Games. And honestly, I'm not sure if I need another Hunger Games. Like, if there was another one after this, I feel like I've had this story before, but I feel like Sunrise on the Reaping is very much a, oh gosh, how do you say it? It's like a comeback for this series, a redemption. Like, it redeemed this series for me after the last one. Not that the last one was horrible, but it just brought this back to where, you know, the kind of series that you know and love. And I'm gonna see if I have any grapes back here yet. Okay, hopefully you won't fall down. So I just have this much left to read. So I have a family engagement tonight, so unfortunately I can't be home reading, but I think my plans after the plans is to stay up and read tonight, which, you know, who needs sleep? I don't. So anyway, hopefully I will talk to you late tonight after I finish reading Sunrise on the Reaping. Okay, see you soon. I finished reading Sunrise on the Reaping, and I do stand by my previous assessment that this is a perfect installment of a Hunger Games novel. This had a lot of shocking moments. It was brutal, and if you're into the Hunger Games, I highly recommend that you check this one out as well. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be reading next. I've been listening to Deep End by Ali Hazelwood on my Libby app, and the sexual representation is really great in that one. Those discussions, I'm really enjoying that perspective and highly recommend it. But for me personally, I'm bored with the story. I'm not a widely read romance reader. I like authors like Emily Henry or Abby Jimenez, where there's so many layers outside of the romance and the spice. And I'm making the assumption that in Deep End, I am 9 or 10 chapters in. I'm making the assumption that we're going to be shown what has been discussed, which I think is fabulous. It's just, I don't think that I'm the right reader for that. So I was thinking about switching over from Deep End to Love on the Brain and see if there's more to this one than just the relationship and the spice and see if Ali Hazelwood is an author for me. I do have this one on my TBR for the month, so it makes sense to give this one a try and see if it's a better fit for me. But I'm also considering switching over to horror. I also have My Soul to Keep by Tanana Rivdu, which is a vampire horror novel, and I'm actually leaning more towards this one. I just haven't decided yet. So, you know what I may read a chapter of each one and then decide which one I'm going to read. So let me do that and I will keep you updated. Okay, I have read from both of these, and to my surprise, I'm going to keep reading Love on the Brain. I didn't really mesh well with My Soul to Keep. I love Tanana Rivdu. She's such an amazing author. She's a beautiful writer. This one is leaning towards the literary. There's also a prologue, and I'm always hesitant when a book has a prologue because it means the beginning isn't going to grip the reader. And I've been having such a grueling week at work that I'm not sure I can focus on literary, and I'm not sure I can read something that's going to take a while to hook me. So I am going to go ahead and read Love on the Brain, and I'm going to see if Ali Hazelwood is an author for me, because the only thing I've read from Ali Hazelwood so far is like 10 chapters of Dead End. So I'm going to give this one a read, and I will let you know how it is going for me. So I started reading Love on the Brain, and I don't know if I mentioned that this is a STEM romance. If you're not familiar with what STEM encompasses, it's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I expected this to be a nerdy scientist falls in love with another nerdy scientist, which that may be, but I wasn't expecting to relate to the main character as strongly as I am. The setup of this, we're learning more about the main character and going through her character development, and Ali Hazelwood is really leaning into what it's like to be a woman in STEM, and as a woman in STEM, I can attest that this is an accurate representation. So I'm enjoying this on a deeper level than I was expecting to, and so I'm looking forward to reading the rest of this. So I will continue to keep you updated on how this is going. So far, our main characters, Bee and Levi, they worked together a long time ago, I think in college, and now their professional lives are about to cross many years later. And anyhow, I will check back with you soon. Everything is starting to get green outside. I love it so much. I wanted to give you an update on Love on the Brain. I am 242 pages in, and I am actually really loving this. I'm enjoying the characters, I'm enjoying the nerdy scientist stuff, I'm enjoying their relationship. The spice is hot, if that makes a difference to you or you're wondering one way or the other. There was one kind of triggering moment in here that came out of nowhere. It's one of those where it's like, in my past, this thing happened, like insert gut punch. And reading a lot of horror, it felt like one of those horror cheap tricks that authors do that feels lazy. And so that was kind of weird. It reminded me of the one book that I've read by Catherine Center. And I don't think that's really going to affect my rating or anything. It just surprised me and made me wonder if she does that in her other books as well. But at this point, I'm kind of kicking myself for waiting so long to read this, and if the rest of the book goes as well as this has, I will probably be reading her other STEM romance books. Baseball season has started, so it's going to be competing with my reading time. I don't know if I'll finish this one tonight, but I will be back as soon as I have an update on the rest of the book. See if I can get some of the greenery out here. And the birds, obviously. I'm not even sure what bird that is that's making that sound. I need to start learning some bird calls. Spring is so pretty. This entire vlog has been a surprise for me. I am giving Love on the Brain 5 stars. I love the big things. I love the little things. The only thing that I didn't care for was the ending got a little bit dumb for a minute there, but Ali Hazelwood brought it back around. She brought me back around, and I just really loved this. I was reading this to see if Ali Hazelwood would be an author for me, and she really might, at least her STEM books. I did order The Love Hypothesis, so I will be reading that one next. I don't think any book in this vlog went the way I was expecting, but how awesome is it to end on a 5-star? If you're still with me, thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe and like and all of that, and I will talk to you soon.